All right, time to get started with this week's stream. I'm Jason. I play drums. Welcome to an hour of sort of going over how to play drums, or at least I'm going to do my best to explain how I do it. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about like how to do drum rolls or triplets, but both those things are important to do, so I recommend other types of tutorials that will cover those things. Instead, I'm just going to kind of like play through songs and talk about that a little bit before and after I play. Just like what I think about the song and how I go through it. So I'm going to do Metallica songs this week because I've played a lot of Metallica songs in my day, and I figure for at least a minute we'll go like album to album, like pick a song from each album. I don't know if I'll stick with that. I probably won't. I'll probably do like a couple mixed in as the vibe changes. But one thing so we'll start with Kill 'Em All, and I'm going to play Four Horsemen, which I've got queued up. But one of the things about Metallica on the drums is that Lars plays with a loose but closed hi-hat. It's called like a half close almost all the time. Sometimes he mixes in some other hi-hat stuff, but for the most part it's just straight up half open. With a regular drum set, you get what's called a drop claw for the hi-hat, and it's like a lever system where you can hit it and it'll release the top clamp from the top cymbal so that it rests on the bottom cymbal with no friction. And then when you hit the pedal the next time, the claw catches, and then you're back to your hi-hat separated. I believe there is a mechanism to put a drop claw on this kit, but I don't remember where to find it, and it's fine. The kit itself, because also like I've noticed that if I tried to just go half closed, like by undoing this, it causes issues with the hi-hat. So I think what Roland intends is that you sort of have to choose. So before I can play Metallica properly, I have to change a setting. Hear the difference? Like it rang out before, but now it's just kind of a quick, but not as quick as like, well, I can't even do a close now because now it's all just half. But yeah, so that's something to note about playing Metallica songs is the hi-hat should always be like half open. Unfortunately, songs like Master of Puppets use both, so like doing it on this kit always sounds weird because you can't do the one part correctly because the hi-hat is permanently half open. So I'm going to start off by playing the Four Horsemen from the album Kill 'Em All. I haven't tried to play this song in a hot minute, so hopefully I remember all the changes. That sounds like it still has drums in it, which is not what I want. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, and I did all that with the mic open? Well, my bad. I do that a lot on this stream for some reason. So you heard all the tippy taps. I never do it when I do the TikTok stream. I don't know what it is. I think it's because maybe I'm talking more on this one. Well, my bad on the recording there. But I'm going through Metallica songs. And started with a song from Kill 'Em All called Four Horsemen, which is what I was just playing. Now I'm going to play For Whom the Bell Tolls. Just got to stop putting in extra letters. I always fat finger these things. All right. There we go. I'm queued up and ready to play For Whom the Bell Tolls. I'll make sure I mute the mic this time so it's not loud tippy taps. Sorry about that. But For Whom the Bell Tolls, it's actually like one of the simplest songs to learn if you don't worry about the fills, because it's just boom, tap, boom, tap. It's like the AC/DC of Metallica songs. Which they also have a song about bells. So yeah, it's a lot of just steady rhythm. That's really the most important thing, and the only thing they even worry about in this song. Everything else is just gravy. So let's play it and go from there. All right, this goes on for a while. We're not going to play the long, drawn-out fade to blacks that Metallica likes to do. Oh, that's a good one to play from this album. Fade to Black. That's a song I haven't played in a very long time. I'm not going to regale you with the tale, but I don't believe I've played Fade to Black in 20-odd years. But it had a special meaning for me back in the day. I was in high school, and we played a battle of the bands for the whole school. There was like 1,000 people there, and we played Fade to Black, and it went really well. And that was a good memory for me of playing drums. I hope that was an inspiring tale. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the song I just played, which is For Whom the Bell Tolls. Like I said, it's very just like tap, 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 and it's actually better to not like hit all at the same time on those like downbeats, because it makes the snare pop a little bit more. It's like thunder crackling is the way I always thought of that song. I had a lot of like accent stuff in there where I just sort of give an extra little bit of bass drum there, and that's, again, like, to me, that song needs crackles, like the crackling thunder or lightning or whatever, right? And you know, that song's very repetitive. It's very just metronomic. So I'm gonna patent that. That's patent pending phrase, metronomic. I just made that up, but it's patent pending. It's not a bad phrase. It's the ADHD talking. Let's stay on task. Anyway, it's a good beginner song. A lot of Metallica songs are good for beginners. I think Metallica and Nirvana is what I learned on mostly when I was a youngster. So that's why I'm covering some Metallica songs here today. The next one I'm going to do is One. Now, the thing about One is the famous double bass part. That's easy to do. The end of the song, it's not difficult, but it's more difficult than the part that everybody remembers. And it's a good one to like learn if you're trying to up your your double bass game, because of that ending. Because there's a lot of fun things you can do with that, playing sort of like a supplementary role to the guitar solo if you're so inclined. So without not really much more to say about that at the moment. A lot of Lars's drum work is very simplistic, but it's fine. It's very the creativity's there, but he's not really pushing himself. He's hitting some accents on things at times that are just like, it didn't really need to be there. It's fine by itself, but we could have used an extra flourish of some kind. But I'm gonna stick to the song as much, like the written drums for it, as much as I can here. And you might see what I mean, where like there's times in the song where it's like boom, boom, like that just hit one little doom. It's an accent sort of hit. I don't know. It's like it's trying to play the drum as a note in an instrument, but doesn't quite go any further than just going. That makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. This is why people don't pay me to do this. Anyway, let's play One. If I can get this thing to go. There we go. And that was one. The song One by Metallica. Off of the And Justice for All album, 4th track. I might come back later and play the first track from that album, which is a song called Blackened. And I would argue if you played it at the speed that they would have played it back in the day live, Blackened is one of their toughest songs. It's got some nice, like, timey-wimey stuff. Never changes time signature in a meaningful way, but does sort of like play around within the beats and the measure it has in moments. But not one. One's pretty straightforward. Machine guns, blaring, dudes in a coma. That's what the song's about. Well, he's not in a coma. He's in a landmine incident at war. And he's locked in. He doesn't have arms or legs. Can't speak. Can't really hear, but he's not in a coma. Can't see. He's just there. It's probably a bad way to be. Probably a pretty bad way to be. So it's not a very happy song. But it is a song that is fun to play on drums. So, learn to play it. If you want. Anyway, I'm Jason. I play drums. And on Saturdays, I stream to Saturdays and Sundays, I think. It's not working. It's turned off. Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to stream here to YouTube and Twitch. But, 3 days a week. Otherwise, I go for Tuesday through Thursday, but it doesn't always work out that way. I stream to TikTok, and that's more of a, just playing songs with crazy stuff going on behind me and doing more requests and things of that nature. I'm doing mostly Metallica songs today, if not all Metallica songs, as a way to teach Metallica songs. Because if I was trying to teach Metallica songs, but I played, I don't know, Gojira instead, that wouldn't be very good at teaching Metallica. That wouldn't help very much in teaching Metallica. There are some bands that would help to play that aren't Metallica that would help you learn to play Metallica. Really anything, the original version of anything they did on their Garage Inc. album is worth playing. I think I got a message, but I can't tell where the message is. But I heard a noise. I have not heard of Shepherd of Fire. What is Shepherd of Fire? Is that just a metal band? Or is it somehow related to Metallica? Which is the band I'm kind of demonstrating songs for today. Insidious Bates. Insidious Bates? Is that how you say your name? B8? I don't know how to say that. I'm not very smart with words and things. But I can't play drums. So kind of been going album to album. I skipped Master of Puppets though. So I'm going to go back and play something from Master of Puppets. Maybe Battery, maybe Master of Puppets itself. Oh. Is Shepherd of Fire like an album by Avenged Sevenfold? Or is it a spin-off project? Like some of the members of Avenged Sevenfold with a different singer or something? And I know the drummer, tragically died and they never really officially replaced him, if I'm not mistaken. Good drummer too, really good drummer. Battery is a physical commitment, but I'm going to do it. Because I've skipped Master of Puppets in my playthrough of Metallica songs a song per album. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm straight to Justice and Justice for All. I'm not familiar with that song. The song I play the best is Almost Easy. And there was once a time where I would play Bat Country a lot. But and I could, but that song gets complicated, so I could try to play it. I might try to play that in a little bit. I'm gonna play Battery real quick, and then I'll see about an Avenged Sevenfold song. But I'm not familiar with Shepherd of Fire, and if I know anything about Avenged Sevenfold, I'm not going to be able to just wing that one. That one's not. They're not a band you can wing it to very easily. They have a lot of changes and stuff like that. Cool. Well, thanks for joining, by the way. Don't get a lot of interaction on the YouTube side of things usually, so it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to know that the chat works. That's weird. I don't remember turning anything on that would do that. But I'll look into that after the I'll look into that in like a song or two. I'm not sure why that is. I feel like that's something that's probably like opt out on my side. All right, I'm going to play Battery. That song is a physical commitment more than anything. Because I'm old. So that speed of everything catches up to me. A lot of songs with that tempo don't hold it that long. Most songs with that tempo don't hold it that long within the song, and most songs with that tempo aren't that long. So, from an old man drummer perspective, Battery is a physically difficult song to play, not a technically difficult song to play. Which means it just takes practice to get better at it. Stupid the way that works. I just want to be good at things immediately, you know? Like, why do I got to do all this stuff? I'm tired of stuff. Anywho, what's the song to play off the Black album? Enter Sandman's the obvious choice. Song I have not played in a long time either. But I'm sure I'll remember it. The Unforgiven. That's a much more fun song to play than... Come on. Go. There we go. All right. Unforgiven.
So I dub the Unforgiven. on me. So I dug the
All right, that was Unforgiven by Metallica. So I've been playing for about 49 minutes. I've gotten up to the Black Album, and that presents me with two choices with this Metallica hour of learning. I can either honor Garage Inc. and S&M as legitimate albums to play something from, or I could skip straight to Load and Reload. Or do I have that backwards? Did the Load and Reload come before those other two? I can't remember. Well, you know, a song I really like to play is King Nothing. Well, Until It Sleeps and then King Nothing. I'll go with Until It Sleeps. We'll do Load, Reload, then if there's time, Garage Inc. and S&M. And that's definitely, probably don't have much time, more time than that, actually, after those are done. That's probably the end of the stream for today. And I didn't really keep up past S&M anyway with Metallica songs. Like, Lux Eterna was a banger. So was Moth Into the Flame. Nothing else that they came out with after S&M really grabbed me. It is 5:45 p.m. What time is it in your area? Or 5:45 p.m. on Saturday, January 3rd. If you're on the other side of the international date line. I don't know where anybody is on the internet, but it's 5:45 here. And I'm going to roughly 6 o'clock. Nope. Oh, so you're like, it's about 18, it's 17:45 here right now. So you're a couple hours ahead. Where would that put you? You're in like Iceland? Because England would be further ahead than that. No, that's England. You're in England or Ireland. Somewhere in that area. I guess Portugal's in that time zone? Is Portugal in that time zone? I don't know. It's been a long time since I had to think about time zones like that. Geography and time zones. Anyway, yeah, UK. Makes sense. All right, I'm going to play Until It Sleeps. And actually, you know what? I told you I'd play Avenged Sevenfold earlier, so I'll do an Avenged Sevenfold song first. But I gotta fix the hi-hat muffling so that it's back to normal. Because Metallica likes to do half open for everything, but that means you can't like get it closed. So I'm gonna play that now, and then maybe more Metallica. I don't know. I'm kind of over Metallica right now. I'm gonna play Almost Easy because I played that recently, and I'm more comfortable with it. I still don't have it right yet either. So, don't get into a new one until you get the old one, the first one right. Finish. How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? That's a Pink Floyd reference. Okay, here we go. All right, that was Almost Easy. That was Almost Easy. I never really listened in Geography either, but here's a fun fact. I have a really good memory and in elementary school, and then again in middle school. In American schools, we have like geography bees and spelling bees and shit. And I actually like did pretty well in those geography bees, despite never really studying it. I just remembered what was on maps pretty well. So, oh well, thank you. It's a fun song to play. From a learning perspective, one thing I struggle with even now with it, and if you listen back, is my left leg as I'm trying to cross over my hands, especially on the like, because the bass drum is supposed to match like what the hands are doing there, and it seems like that would be easy to do, but it's actually harder to do because you've like trained yourself to not necessarily do that. So now to have to do that at that speed in that song, it's kind of tricky. But like you do learn initially by sort of like getting everything going at the same time. So you just gotta, I don't know, almost easy is not easy at all. It's not even close for drums. Like the drums, my drums don't untune because they're electric. I was actually really good at tuning drums when I had regular drums. I got a whole technique and everything, but I can't use it on this because they're electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. That was a disco joke. I might try Bat Country. I haven't played it in a long time. It's hard, but I feel like I'm loose, so why not? Because if I screw it up, I can always try again another time. I know exactly what parts I'm going to have problems with too. There's like a couple little like breakdown beats that I will not get right. I mean, lucky, yes. I've been playing for a very long time. I've been playing for 30 years. But the last 20, I was raised in a family, not in any bands or anything. I was just playing with, just playing with myself. Alone in the basement, just playing with myself for 20 years. And I've gone through 2 other electric drum sets, like broken them. And one of them I try to keep alive. I learned a lot about how these things work. Maybe not these, because these are special, but regular electric drums like these 2, this one over here, this one here, and this one here are all cannibalized pieces from other sets that I've broken. This was from the first set I had, and these 2 are from the second. Piezoelectric discs is what's going on in there. That's how electric drums work. And I kept breaking them. But I like to hit hard, so whatever. I've been playing for a long time, and this is like, culmination of me playing. Is I got this kit, which is a very nice kit. But I would prefer a real kit if I could have one in the house. But we got dogs and birds and all kinds of pets around, and they won't like it none too much. So let's see. That's the full song. That's the drumless one. I'm gonna give Bat Country a try. Not promising this is gonna go well though.
Heat
All right, that was a really rusty and raw Fat Country by Avenged Sevenfold. But I think I could remember how to play that song better. A couple more playthroughs and I'll be able to play that one like I used to. Definitely just sort of wasn't remembering what came next in a couple parts. But, you know, if you're always thinking a step ahead, then you'll figure it out. That's some sage advice for you for free. And with that and a quarter, you can get a phone call. Or at least that's the way they used to talk back in my day. Yeah, man. No problem. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do it again tomorrow at 5 to 6 like I did today. But then next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I missed a lot last week. I try to do this as like a cardio thing, you know, like an exercise, and I would be doing it anyway, so might as well like share. Might be a bit late on the weekday side. I do those at like 9 p.m. Eastern, so it'd be pretty late where you are. Anyway, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. It was fun. Have a good evening and good tomorrow and all that. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had fun too. So come back tomorrow or come back next week. You know, whenever you want. But till next.